Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today this is part 1 of our Brilliant Diamond Nuzlocke. We split the entire Nuzlocke into 10 parts, split between 8 episodes for, every single gym, 1 through 8. Then we take an episode, which would be episode 9 for the Elite 4, and then finally for episode 10, we take on the champion, all this considering we make it that far. So if you don't know the basic Nuzlocke rules, or maybe you just need a refresher, I'm not going to tell you, look that up yourself. Just kidding, I'm actually going to tell you the rules for this video, because they're kind of important for the entire thing. Rule number 1, you can only catch the first Pokemon you find on every route, no exceptions. Rule number 2, if the Pokemon dies, it's dead forever. You can't use it again. Rule number 3, no items in battle. Rule number 4, you have to nickname every Pokemon you catch so you grow more attached to them, because the Pokemon community hates everyone that plays Nuzlocke. There might be a few minor rules. Any rules I left out that will be up on the screen right now, but with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed part 1. So after Professor Rowan basically tells me every little detail about what a Pokemon is, he then asks for my name. You guys probably already know my name. It's right down there next to the subscribe button. With all those introductions out of the way, it's now time for another meaningless introduction where we get to meet Barry Allen himself, our quote-unquote rival. Hey, is that a switch? I quickly run downstairs, to start my adventure where I get to abandon my family forever at the age of 10 and say goodbye to my mom for possibly one of the last times. And then before I know it, I'm for some reason at Mr. Allen's house. I don't know why. I'm just saying hi to him, I guess. I have no idea who this guy is. Send help. My boy Barry Allen then tells me about how he wanted to join this organization. I think it had Rocket in the name or something. I don't really remember. I wasn't really paying attention. And we decided to go play in the tall grass because that's what every little kid in Pokemon does. But a bunch of strangers told us apparently it was too dangerous. So we decided to go into the big scary forest instead. Next thing I know, we mugged these two randos and now we have some Pokemon. Honestly, I have no idea how these Team Rocket things work, but whatever. In the spirit of Team Rocket, I decided to choose the most devious starter out of all of them. And a devious starter has to have a devious name. So, I picked Chimchar, he's a fire starter, you know the Nuzlocke things. So, I named him Boots. And honestly, when you think of devious criminals, who's the first one you think of? I'll answer that for you, it's Swiper. Unfortunately, we were caught in the act by some wild Starly, and before we could say Swiper no swiping 3 times, we managed to kill it. Knock it out. Unfortunately, some random girl catches us in the act, who I can only assume is Dora, considering our track record, and she runs away as fast as she can, taking the last of our Pokemon. We quickly chase after her because of the whole, no witnesses thing, but unfortunately she managed to call the police, and now we're stuck. But for whatever reason, Dora vouches for us. I really don't know why she did. Maybe it's because of the backpack, have you ever watched Dora? It's the backpack. Dude, how did this video turn into a Dora joke? I haven't even seen Dora in years. Why am I suddenly making a bunch of jokes about it? Anyway, with that subplot out of the way, the police told us something about a Pokedex and community service. I wasn't really paying attention to, I was gonna be honest, so I ran home and stole my mom's Yeezys because I'm just like that. Honestly, I was riding high, or should I say running, kill me. That is until I checked Boots' nature. So I follow this random girl who I think all of a sudden we've canonically named Dora to the police station, and I finally give a name to Boots. Unfortunately, in typical Dora fashion, she has me sit through the whole "can you spot the Poke Center" spiel, and if I'm gonna be honest, I was this close to stealing her map. And on top of that, she drags me all the way to the next city just to make me run all the way back home to say goodbye to my mom. I'm saying goodbye to my mom, but I'm still mad about that. Okay, let me get this straight. So I run all the way back home to say goodbye to my mom, but it turns out Barry just was like, nah, man, see ya never, mom. Didn't even get to say goodbye. He's the fastest man alive and he can't spare 2 seconds to say goodbye to his mom? Like, jeez. But unfortunately, through the power of parenting, his mom makes me go on a side quest to go fetch this kid who's had just a little too many Fruit Loops for breakfast this morning. With this annoying side quest to deal with, we make our way to Sand Gem. I don't know names, guys, it's genetic. And we buy 15 Pokeballs, giving us 1 Premier Ball, which will probably lead to an overly dramatic scene in the future. Speaking of Pokeballs, bang! First encounter on Route 201, which is, okay, it's a Bidoof. Honestly, I don't know what I was really expecting. I caught it and named it Buck because, Buck if you think my name's bad now, just you wait. You guys want to know what the icing on my cake of this Bidoof was? Right after, literally on the next tile, was a Starly, okay? Starly isn't the best Pokemon, but it's not the worst Pokemon ever, and it's better than a ex-HM slave like Bidoof, okay? Like, it's a normal type, that's normal flying. It would have been so much better, but thankfully, I used my big brain and I remember the place where I knocked out a Starly before, so I traveled all the way back to Lake Veridity, I don't know the name, to get my next encounter, which was a Bidoof, but guess what, Dupe's Claws, so it was a Starly, and I named it Board. I'm actually pretty happy. I have 3 Pokemon to my name, the Nuzlocke's still going strong, haven't even lost a Pokemon, and then I run into Dora again, and now she's teaching me how to catch a Pokemon, even though I have 3! Gotta calm down, okay? what? This is just a game. It's great. Just a little cutscene that I can just skip. Can't skip it. But it doesn't matter, because after a long lecture from Dora, I encounter, and caught by the way, a Shinx that I named Shock. After a bunch of boring Pokemon shenanigans, I had to go to my happy place, which is of course being up a few little kids who thought they could stand up to the main protagonist of this story. Until I made it to Route 204, where I eventually caught a Zubat that I appropriately named Batman, thanks Duke's Claws. I then went back to the Pokemon Center to heal my Pokemon until I met up with Barry, finally at a school in Jubilife City, and proceeded to tell him to go home back to his mom because he's gotta give a proper goodbye. But as luck would have it, he got into the Smarties again and ran off talking about how he was my rival or something. I honestly have no idea who this kid still is. And on top of that, I run into this guy who says he wants me to find clowns, which I really don't understand because I'm pretty sure I have a mirror in my bag. After finding all the clowns and literally listening to all of their quote-unquote riddles, I finally find Barry again. Go home. Your mom will kill me. And what does he do? You know what he does? You want to know what he does? He just decided that he would be the main character's rival and challenged me to a fight with me having 5 Pokemon. He thinks he can take me. Like, how can you imagine how this fight went? So this man right here, my supposed rival, had to be smoking something because he has a Starly and a Piplup, a Water and a Flying Tug. And I have my little buddy Shock over here who knows Thunder Shock. I just Thunder Shocked him until I won, okay? His entire team went down with ease. After trying to explain to Barry that he's not only in the wrong universe, but he's also not my rival, he just ran off saying something along the lines of how he'll never lose again. If I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't really paying attention. But on the bright side, on Route 203, I caught an Abra that I appropriately named Abra. That's a Brahma. Why did I write that? After once again beating up a bunch of kids and stealing their lunch money, I ended up running into some random pretty shady guy in a cave waiting for kids to cross his path. Seems legit. This guy ended up giving me something called an HM, and he said I can't use it until I beat the first gym, so it's probably drugs or something, I'm not gonna lie. I did end up catching a Geodude named Dwayne in that cave though, so it was worth it. After obtaining Dwayne, I ended up robbing a bunch of miners, literally and figuratively, essentially making my Team Rocket brethren proud, until I finally made it to Orberg City, aka the home of the first gym, where lo and behold, Barry was waiting for me. Honestly, he must have annoyed the gym leader so much that the leader wanted to put as much distance between Barry and himself as possible. So much so that he went to hide in a literal mine shaft where he had several miners, the occupation, not the children, guard him, and since my literal existence revolves around fixing Barry's messes, I had to go get him. Though on the mine fighting for my life, I just so happened to have encountered a level 8 Onyx, and the fact that I'm not on to the next part of the video, you can probably already guess something big happened. Just kidding. I threw a Pokeball and then oh no. So yeah, I guess this guy really didn't like my... Yeah, I'm not saying that. Yeah, he didn't want to get in the Pokeball, and he literally destroyed my boy Boots with some rocks. He's not dead though, he just, 9 HP. So with not that many options left and realized that almost my entire team is either straight up not effective or weak to either rock or ground, I did the only thing I could do. Panic. I wasn't far enough in the game to have anything other than Pokeballs, and I can't use potions of battle, and with Boots at 9 HP, I can't really keep him in. I mean, I already got this guy pretty low, so do I just kill him or do I run? I mean, I want to catch him, but there's no guarantee that it'll catch in the first try, and my team won't hold up for much longer. So, you know me. I risked it all by throwing a Premier Ball at an Onix, and it actually caught, so all you doubters, I didn't lose a Pokemon. And then after a surprisingly long naming process, I decided to name it Tim, so yeah. So after that overly intense catch, I caught up to Mr. Coward over here and dragged him back to his gym so I could see what it's like for a grown man to cry. I mean, get my first gym match. See, here's the thing. I should be worried for this gym considering my team's blatantly obvious weaknesses to rock and ground types, but I have 2 words for you. Power Up Punch. So for those of you who might not know, this is the first fighting type move that my boy Chimchar aka Boots can learn, and it's a fighting type move that's super effective against rock, that when used once it boosts my attack power so my next attack will be even stronger, so with a few setups, this gym would be easy. Yeah, so Boots swapped the trainers with ease until he evolved Let's Go Monferno and took out the gym leader with ease. Just like I predicted. So with all that being said, I got my first gym badge, and I believe that will be the end of the first part of this supposed 10-part series complete. Make sure you subscribe if you don't want to miss the next part, but I'll put the next part in the end cards when it comes out, so don't worry about it too much. And with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys in gym number 2. Bye!